Where's the mute button?
It will appear when it's live.
From LA to New York, Georgia to Duluth, everyone is playing with the hula hoop. A red one's and a green one's, yellow, white, and blue. Young and older, rich and poor are spinning them too. Hula hoop, hula hoop. Everyone is playing with the hula hoop. Look at the spin, try to win. Anyone can play for free. To 110. Oh, what fun to see them run and to see them sway. Trying to keep the hula hoop from slipping away. Now if they rock when they should sway, it would fall to the ground. And then again, once again, the hoop spins around and round. Hula hoop, hula hoop. Everyone is playing with the hula hoop. Look at them spin, try to win. Anyone can play for free. To 110. Hula hoop, hula hoop. Everyone is playing with the hula hoop. Look at them spin, try to win. Anyone can play for free. To 110. those Hawaiians saying, "Come my no blue way, how we gotta go, it won't be long till the ship will be sailing back to Kona." A grand old place that's always fair to see. You're telling me I'm just a little Hawaiian and homesick island boy. I wanna go back to my fish and port. I wanna go back to a little red shack in Kealakekau, Hawaii. Where the moon duka aqua goes swimming by. I wanna go back to the red shack in Kealakekau, Hawaii. I wanna be with all the commies and Wahinis and the mountains. I wanna hear those kids cosplaying on the beach of Honolulu. I wanna hear those Hawaiians saying, "Oh my no blue car, they gotta go with don't be long till ship be sailing back to Kona." A grand old place that's always fair to see. You're telling me I'm just a little Hawaiian and homesick I boy. I wanna go back to a fish and port. I wanna go back to a little red shack in Kealakekau, Hawaii. Where the moon look I go swimming by. Where the moon look I go swimming by.
Billy called me up from Tennessee. A tourist taking him to Waikiki. Oh no, that's not the route. It's all about crash shacking, crash shacking. Avoid the masses and get off that bus. Become a hider like the rest of us. Take off your shoes, do what you do, crash shacking, crash shacking. Crash shacking is the way of life. No dictionary can describe. A sunset in the ocean, a palm tree in motion. It's the 50th state of mind. So let a local show you how it's done. Beat the heat in the Hawaiian sun. Get off the track, learn how to slack. Crash shack, oh yeah. It's a lazy swing, crash shacking, doing hardly anything. From hitching a ride out to Honolulu, a fish and pole, out the Balboa Bay. Go for a stroll out in the moonlit sand. Won't be long before you understand the latest craze, spending your day crash shacking, crash shacking. Go buy a hut and leave your rut. Crash shacking, crash shacking. How you gonna act like one come back? Crash shacking. Oh, crash shacking. Crash shacking.
Now we've got time for about one more song before we start. Just checking if anyone can hear us. If so, give us a hello. Let us know that everything's loud and clear. We haven't turned the video on yet, but hopefully you've got our banner, Swing It Sway Online, up at the top.
I'm down on the South Sea Island, underneath the beauty of the stars. I played a song to make who were drumming on their guitar. A hooker maid was dancing, and the news from paradise. So this is what I told her, as I gazed into her eyes. I knew the baby, where you know I am not complaining. I decide alive. I knew the baby, where did you get that done? And the pretty red lips, and that sunny smile. When someday you lose his breath, then you take it up and down. Shake a little here, shake a little there. When you got the boy going now, hallelujah, baby. You know you're done. Hallelujah, baby. Don't want your
Welcome to Swing It Sway. It's our Tiki party. We're ready for action. Not as ready as we should be though, because Anna, where's your grass skirt?
My grass skirt. Well, it was not quite as hot enough today to wear the grass skirt, so I went for pineapples.
Pineapple, very welcoming. Now, let me just check. Have we got anyone there? Because I don't see many people saying hello on YouTube. So are we actually open?
We've got a few people.
We've got a few people.
Connected.
Speak to us. Let us know you are alive. Let us know you can hear us. Let us know where you're from. Let us know how you're doing today. That's quite a lot of work for them, isn't it? They come here to enjoy themselves. And instead I'm asking all these questions.
Oh, we've got Glenn online on Facebook. Hello,
fantastic. Hello, Glenn. Welcome. Maybe he's on his dongle or whatever it's called. What was it called? Dingle? Dongle.
Ding dongle.
Dingle dongle. Yes. Fantastic. Thank you. And still we've got more hellos from Facebook than we have from YouTube. So come on, YouTube. Don't let us down. Now, we're going to start with a little warm-up today. We've got an interesting show for you. We're actually going to do a little bit of a tribute to my friend Lance Benishek, who passed away a couple of days ago. He gave me a lot of music, a lot of lovely music, and I'm going to play a little bit tonight, but we'll talk about that later. We are going to start with a warm-up. So, we've got somebody there. Who's joining us?
Oh, we've got Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer, who can hear us. Excellent. Thank you for confirming.
She might want to put the earplugs in.
Hey.
Fantastic, yeah. So hopefully they can hear us. Maybe they don't want to, of course. That's another matter. We didn't think of that.
Your cocktails ready?
Cocktail. Oh, yeah, we've got our cocktails. But it's not time for a cocktail yet. So put those cocktails down. We'll do some dancing first.
Keep them in the shaker.
Okay. So I did a lot of research, as I like to for this show, and I've come up. Did you know that the dance called the Big Apple, the one that was done socially, did actually travel around the world, and it got to the island of Tiki, and they had a special, their own Tiki Big Apple, which I happen to have recovered here, and I've translated it into to something we can do now.
Unbelievable! Can you believe it?
That amazing? Yeah,
that is amazing.
All the way from the island of Tiki. So I think we should start.
It's lucky you speak the language.
Oh, absolutely, I'm fluent.
So I think we should all warm up with a Tiki Big Apple.
Right.
Everybody up. Dance shoes on.
Some of you may have done the Big Apple. It was very popular in the 30s, the late 30s, and in fact.
What are you implying about our visitors?
No, I didn't say they did it first time round. They're not as old as me. No. So anyway, the Big Apple starts. Imagine you're on the beach of Tiki, on the Tiki beach, and you're going to dip your toe in the big water, and you're just going to splash around a bit. So we go 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. We go 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. So we call that the big toe in the water. That was the original name for it.
Literal translation.
Some of you may remember in the 30s there were some famous adverts of Charles Atlas, the very big guy, a bit like myself. No, actually the very muscular guy at the beach, famous for his isometrics. Anyway, he was famous for his advert where they used to kick sand in the face of the 7 Stone Weakling. So we're going to do the Charles Atlas because we're going to be big and strong. So we start by putting our big toe in the water. 1, 2, 3, 4. We go 1, 2. We swing it. Now we do Charles Atlas. Actually, maybe we should add some strong arms.
Okay,
Yeah. Let's add the muscle man arms for the Charles Atlas.
Or muscle woman.
Or muscle woman, correct. Right. And then we've got. Then we've got, of course, when you're at the beach and you see someone rather attractive walking by, you might want to wave at them. So give them a little wave. So give them a stomp. What? Hello.
Attractive people. Friendly.
All PC here. So that's called a wave. So should we turn around and do those steps? So right toe in the water. 2, 3, 4. We go 1, 2. Charles Atlas. 1. Nice strong arms. Charles Atlas. We're at the beach. No one's going to kick sand in our face. And then wave. And stomp. And stomp. Then, let me just see my research. Now, you know when you go out swimming, sometimes you're drowning. You're waving for help. So double hand, wait for help. So we're going to do a double stomp at the same time. Forward and stomp, stomp, back, out to sea. Stomp, stomp, forward and stomp, stomp. So let's just recap what we've learned so far. We've learned big toe in the water. 1, 2, 3, 4. We go 1, 2, swing it now. We go Atlas, Charles Atlas. We see somebody out at sea, we wave at them. And we stomp the foot. But in fact, they're giving us a drowning, double wave.
A double stomp.
Yeah, double stomp, double hand. Right.
Now one last one.
Did I make a note of my mileage that I started with, the footsteps?
Yes.
You made a note, oh, well done you. Right, well, we like to measure. We average around 5,000, but we're going to beat it today, I've decided. Right, then of course, now you need a bit of imagination. You know, this is of course, it's like cinema. It's a cinema experience. You're sitting there at home, like a television experience, really. You're sitting there at home. We are entertaining you. Now, it's the land of make-believe. So I want you to imagine I've got a big, round, circular hula hoop. And then we're going to mess around with the hula hoop. Mess around, get the hula hoop going around. And we call this the hula hoop.
Wow. Oh, never thought of that.
No, it's a good name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we do our hula hoop. Right, oh God, let's see if we can remember this from the beginning. So we've got big toe in the water. 1, 2, swing it now. Charles Atlas. Wave to somebody out at sea. That person is drowning, so they give us a help. What's the next one? I forgot.
The hula hoop.
Oh, hula hoop. Oh yeah, there it goes. Oh yeah. Wait, we're going to take it up to the neck. Well, I don't know about that. So we got the hula hoop. Right. Then of course, in the island of Tiki, it was famous during the 1930s and 40s for all the boats and all the sailors. So we're going to go. We're going to do our sailor step, and we're going to do, well, as sailors are, they're always drunk, aren't they? So sorry for any sailors out there. So we do our drunken sailor. Maybe we should do it with the hornpipe, look, yeah. Okay, drunken sailor. So you cross the hands, and you take one foot in front of the other, and you just rock side to side, and rock side to side. A rock side to side, a rock side to side.
Should we turn round?
Turn around, so one more time. We go. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. And a 1, 2, 3. Sailor. That's called the drunken sailor. Too many cocktails, I think. Too much rum. Too much rum. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. All right. We've got the drunken sailor. We've also got, of course, what's it called? The dance they do.
The hula? Oh,
We'll call it the hula. So not the hula hoop, but the hula.
hula
1,
dance.
2, and it's got a name actually. It's got the name. Does anyone remember the name? The hula dance. So we go. Heel and toe. We'll call this the hula. Hula. You see, I couldn't quite read the translation. I was translating. It was written in stone on a stone block I found on the island of Tiki. It's where we got the instructions from for this dance. Yeah. So we've got the hula, and then of course, if it's very hot. Now we do have props for this one because although it's make believe, we like to let you know we do this one, and it's called. Right, it's got quite a technical name, this one. It's called fan. Reverse. Now, if you don't have the props, you can, of course, use your hand. Reverse. I somehow don't think we're going to have the props for the whole of this dance, so we'll put those down. We'll come back to that. So just fan, and some of you may think the move resembles a sort of a trucking motion with the feet. That's because it is trucking. Right.
Should we turn to music?
Oh well, just before we do, the last one. We'll finish this one. So let's truck to the right. So we truck to the right, right hand. Truck to the left. And when we truck with a partner, we fan each other. Now don't hit them. Don't give them a clip round here. Just fanning as we go round. So that's our fanning with a partner. Oh no, come on. There's one more we should do. Oh, there's 2 more actually. Let's do 2 more.
Okay, 2.
This one's quite good. You know when you go to the beach and you're not used to going to the beach and you step on the sand, it's very hot. You go
Hot foot.
Hot foot. So we're going to do the hot foot. So everyone grab hold of one leg, one shoe, and hop around. Hop, hop, hop. Now they are laughing at this point because you don't believe it, but this is a genuine 30s move. Well, it could be 40s. No, late 30s. I think it was around 38. They came up with the hot foot. Because the sand was very hot back then. Now, what was the last one?
One more for us.
Well, we've got. After the hot foot, you've got one more.
Me? No.
No. Oh yeah, I've got one more for you.
You promised.
Which is we're going to go for a promenade to our right, to our left, right, promenade. If you haven't got a partner, just promenade on your own. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So there you have the Tiki Big Apple. This is probably
not called a big coconut or something.
Actually, I think it was actually the Big Pineapple. So this is a dance from 1937 called the Big Pineapple. Okay, so I've got some pineapple music. So here we go, everybody. Let's get warmed up. Let's start the evening as we mean to continue.
Fruitily.
Fruitily, yes. Fruitily, yes. So we're on the beach at Tiki. Sometimes some people did call it, Jimmy Lunsford did this version of our Tiki, and he actually called it Barley, but he got lost. He was lost, he didn't know where he was going. So this is actually on the beach at Tiki. So imagine a circle, make a circle, and big toe in the water. And Charles Atlas. Kicking sand in the face of the person next to you. Wave to somebody out at sea. And unfortunately that person is waving back because they're drowning. And part of that.
Happened on that valley.
Hula hoop.
Oh, it wasn't long till we were holding hands.
I'm quite good at this, aren't I? Never stayed up for that long before. Practice. Hula hoop.
She kissed me and
There we go.
promised to be mine. Oh, good heavens,
Check it out.
it over with the bell. When she told me that she came from Carolina.
And hula.
When I first sailed across the ocean, find romance across the sea. I never had the slightest notion.
One more time.
The girl used to live next door to me.
And drunken sailor.
Have a cottage in the valley.
Turn around, go back.
And little something else that's hers and mine.
And back to Big Toe in the oh yeah, promenade. Big Toe in the water. I forgot the promenade. Here we go.
And in the way down in Carolina.
From the top. Big Toe in the water. Charles Atlas. Kicking sand in the face. And wait, something out of the sea. Wait a minute, they're drowning. Look at Panic. Now, ukulele, play the ukulele. Oh, that was it. Right, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have just witnessed the creation. Sorry, I was kind of undressed there. You have just witnessed. I'm decent again. You were too late. You have just witnessed the 1937 dance called the Tiki, which I think when the Big Apple travelled around the globe, it got to the island of Tiki, and that was carved in stone. And we managed to go over there for our summer holidays last year, and we rediscovered that dance on the island of Tiki. So very exciting.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Very unique. Now,
and what if they want to dance more from here?
What do they want to dance? Well, maybe you want to go to our beginners class, because we have 2 classes happening right now. While we talk, you can go online to our YouTube channel and you can get a beginners class and intermediate class. We'd like to demonstrate what we did for those who want to know what they're missing because they're watching us instead of being over there. So for the beginners, now what did we do? We did a tuck turn.
We did. And
We did a change places. American spin. And a mini dip. Yeah. So that's the beginners. So head on over there right now if you want to learn that. It will be up for a while, probably about 2 or 3 years. So, but just get there before it comes down. Now, the next thing we're going to do is the intermediate class, which was a tuck turn.
Back Charleston.
Yeah. So we go entrance into back Charleston, into a back Charleston. Yeah, I forgot what happens next. Turn over.
A turn over, facing your partner.
Well, blanking was opposite, but I forgot now. What happens now? Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. It was the 6 count versions. Cone.
Hi, my fellas.
And a tuck turn.
Double.
So that's what we did in the intermediate class. So if you want to learn that, you know where to head to.
Or if you
Head
don't
over there right now.
And if you don't know where to head to, the link is in the description below if you're on YouTube, and it's also in the description of this post if you are on Facebook.
But we know some of you may want to stay with us, and you may want to
listen to music.
To listen to music.
Chat with us.
I might entertain you with my ukulele,
Oh dear.
but
Enough of us.
actually, this ukulele doesn't play very well, but it does match my shirt. That is the cool thing about it. Right, we'll come back to that. We're going to play some music. We're going to chat a little bit, but first of all, I think we've got a music to play. Now, this song is actually, well, I'm going to play a different song. Oh, no, that's also, oh, well.
Oh, you're unsure.
Yeah, I'm unsure. In fact, I'm going to change the song. I'm going to play this one instead, because I fancy a bit of Run, Rabbit, Run. Here we go.
What's Tiki about this?
Nothing Tiki about this, but actually it's a fun song. And it's one of the songs that my dear friend Lance Benisher gave, and we'll talk about him later.
Fair enough.
Run, rabbit, run.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Bang, 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 goes the farmer's gun. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Don't give the farmer his fun, fun, fun. He'll get by with his rabbit pie. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run.
Right, so who have we got? Anna, who's joining us?
Margaret
We've got
is
old
on
Margaret,
mine,
beautiful.
hasn't
Lovely to see you, Margaret, coming all the way from New York.
And we got Eve as well.
By the way,
Welcome.
Margaret, I saw that clip of you dancing with Charlie Mead, and he's an old-time dancer, was a professional dancer, used to travel all over the world, and I think he's 89, and it was fabulous. Absolutely loved it. So lovely, Margaret, and we've got Eve, fantastic. Oka, how are you? I haven't seen you for ages. Hopefully watching with the family and hopefully dancing. And we've got Paul Claydon, fantastic, great to see you. Paul actually went to America with us to visit Lance one time, didn't he?
Yes, he did. We went together.
So the lovely Lance, who we're
sorry,
going to be talking about later in the show,
Yes.
tribute to him. In fact, that last song was a little tribute to him because he gave me a load of music, Lance, and that was one of the songs he gave me.
Yeah, we'll tell you more about who Lance is in the short one.
So somebody said, would you be
We've
able
got
to
a
play?
request, yes, Honolulu Rock and Roll, either Moon Mullican or Johnny L version.
Oh, actually,
not the kit.
I've got a different version. I think. Oh no, it's not Honolulu Rock and Roll. Yeah, let's write it down.
We've got Honolulu Baby.
Oh yeah, I was going to play Honolulu Baby.
How about Honolulu Rock and Roll?
Do you know, I'm not actually sure I've got that, but let's write it down, and we will find out.
See.
Let me just check. Who have we got? We've got Ian. Hello, yes, we can hear you all the way down from sunny Payton. Sunny, you've got sunshine. It's not sunshine here. It's been colder. The wind. It's been like you know, in the tropics, in these Hawaii type islands, they have these storms that appear, you know, and tornadoes. Well, I think we've got one of those, haven't we? It's been, well, not today, but yesterday.
You're not one to exaggerate, are you?
No, I would never exaggerate. So yeah, so we've got some Lots of rain today, no sunshine, but there we go. Okay, I better play another song. This is actually another one from my friend Lance. This one he gave me, it's from Frankie and Johnny, and it's called Stompin', and it's a lovely song actually, lovely dancer. So for any of you that like dancing,
Anyone
go
out
check
there?
it.
Anybody?
And welcome to Water, nice to see you. And we've got Derek again. Derek, fantastic.
Tommy says hello as well.
From Sunny Exeter. Oh, they're having a
Oh, it's-
competition now, aren't they?
It's sunny all over except here.
They are competing. Who's Sunny?
Yeah.
So who's Sunny? Let me guess. Is it Peyton or Exeter? Who's got the most sunshine? We'll let them fight it out, shall we? Right. And hello from Fiona. Fantastic. So this one's called Stompin'. Grab your partners. And if you ain't got a partner, grab the cushion. And if you ain't got a cushion, grab a chair. Grab a...
Cat.
Whatever, yes. Let's dance. Hannah, you got away without dancing that one, didn't you? So, we
Sipping my cocktail,
yeah, do
fanning
you know,
myself.
I suddenly felt a little bit like Cab Calloway
Oh.
because his hair also used to dangle down, and he used to shake it around, and I could see his hair shaking. And I feel mine's getting long enough now. It's just great. Well, we've got some messages there. What do they say?
Joanne said that it's been windy but sunny today in Bognor Regis, which is very close to Goodwood. We know Bognor Regis very well, where you danced last year at the Revival.
Yes, it's great.
And last 2 years actually, and what a fabulous event that was.
Yeah, we were inside in the Earl's Court Pavilion with the Ford Motor Company. Last year they had what was it, like a sort of a sort of street party type feeling.
That's right. Yeah.
We did things like the Lambeth Walk, And then the year before, what was the theme? It was
lounge, a jazz lounge.
Jazz lounge, yeah, cool.
Like sort of late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, they're fun events.
It was great. It was fabulous. Atmosphere there.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think the Goodwood Revival is one of my favourite events now. Everyone just dresses up. The atmosphere is so warm and wonderful.
Yeah.
Really fantastic.
Really
right.
an immersive experience.
Hold on.
Hold on
10.
to who?
9. 8. 7. Yeah, get the drumsticks.
Oh, we do.
6.
Don't go
5.
too fast.
Drum roll. 4. 3.
No, I'm not the drummer.
2, 1. It's 8 o'clock. We can start the show. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Now, last week I read something out, and a lot of people missed it because we had a few internet problems. So I'm going to try it this time. So I'm going to welcome you all one more time officially from last week. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are your Master of Ceremonies, Simon and Anna, coming to you from the studio of SwingdanceUK headquarters. Well, here we go. Now look out. Now, if you think you can dance, let me hit you in advance. Anyone here can take a chance. It's all about the dance. Stolen from Willie Bryant. Fantastic. Thank you, Willie. That was excellent. Today's show has a theme called Tiki Party. Now, you may have wondered what the theme was. Because of the way we're dressed, you may have thought it was...
I don't think they can guess until they see that we've got cocktails.
Ah, we have cocktails. Exotic cocktails. Oh, the rum. Oh, it's too much rum. So, have you got your cocktails? What is your favourite cocktail? Let us know in the chat box. Do you have a favourite cocktail? I know some of you will be sex on the beach. Others will... Oh, I don't know. It just gets cheaper, doesn't it? So yeah, but let us know if you've got a favourite cocktail. Welcome to Julia and Anne and Ellen. Who else have we got? Oh, you're going very fast. I can't read that quick.
We've said hello already.
Okay.
Nika. Whoops.
Nika, yeah.
No,
What have you done, Anna?
not.
What have you done?
Oops.
Oh, you've reversed
did I
it. You
do?
see the back of our cupboard now. Don't want to see that.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Right. So anyway, today is our
No more.
beach party, and we want to have a quick overview of the week. So Anna, what's your overview of the week? How has the week been for you?
Well, it has been a busy week, but for the first time I actually have been able to take a break last weekend. Haven't had to work this weekend, which was a very, very nice break. And what did we do? I'm not sure, just rest. We spent time in the garden, was it?
So you call decluttering and tidying up resting?
I guess so. We did declutter the house, but there's lots more to do.
Well,
I have to get rid of all of Simon's stuff still.
Yeah, there's still a few pairs of shoes left. So, yeah, we tried to declutter a little bit. We thought we were going to take a break from work because we've been working all the time, and we thought we'd take a break and declutter. Yeah, it was quite good.
Yeah, and now we're having a break by working again.
And I see Joanne's saying her son works there building the sets, and I think that's
really?
at Goodwood. And I've got to say, very impressive.
Oh,
because they do amazing sets there. Really,
that's beautiful. Yeah.
High standard. Almost as good as like our own studio. Can you notice the sort of tiki flavour of the room? Actually, don't show anyone. Keep it secret. Because we actually forgot to go up to the loft and to get out all the coconuts and the grass skirts, the leis, the sunshine. We left it all upstairs in the loft. So I do have to apologise. The only thing I've got is a fan.
What do you mean? We're dressed beautifully. We've got two fans. You've got your ukulele.
Got my ukulele.
I'm not sure if everyone has seen your
matching.
Bit dusty, but
bit dusty,
matching.
Yeah. Because this one doesn't actually play very well, but it looks good. Right. So sadly, a good friend of mine, and maybe many of you watching, a good friend of ours, was a gentleman called Lance Benishek, who I first met back in '94 at Frankie's 80th birthday celebrations in New York. And he was a very, very dear friend, very lovely, beautiful person. Fortunately, he wasn't well for a long time. He passed away. So in this show, I'm going to play lots of music not really tiki flavoured. I'm going to mix the tiki flavoured with music. That he actually gave me a whole load of bunch of music.
Just to say, for those who don't know dance, that Lance was a dancer and dance teacher and a dance historian. So this is how you met, and this is the connection that you had together.
Yeah, and we would discuss all sorts of things, not just dancing. He was big into, he used to like watching TV, and one of his favourite programmes was the Dick Van Dyke Show. Now, it so happens that we watched an episode, and I happened to reference it and mention it, and he said, "Oh, I know it very well," and he told me about the whole series. So we got the box set, and I've got to tell you,
it was one of the best ones
it's been amazing.
we've ever seen. It's so funny,
absolutely funny.
It's so great.
They had a whole episode about a new car, and they didn't once show the car. All you got to see was the front bumper when they brought it in. Yep. They had an episode about aliens, and they had a wonderful. It was very scary. The aliens. You could tell they were alien because they didn't have thumbs, and they had eyes in the back of their head. So
underneath the hair.
I'm looking at Anna now. Anna, stop looking at me like that. And so it was really quite a classic series.
Unbelievable. And they ran for years, and they had, 2 sets? I mean, they have a few episodes that go out, but they have basically 2 sets.
It's very basic.
And
Absolutely amazing.
So funny, so creative. The cast is stellar. So they're having such a ball playing together.
Yeah. So we recommend, if you get bored of Netflix, just switch on to Dick Van Dyke Show. You'll love it. It's free on YouTube.
Well, there's a few free on YouTube.
Okay. So this is actually also from Lance. It's actually one of the tunes he used to perform to. But he was into music from the ragtime, the 1910s, 30s, 40s, big on the 50s, 60s, and even a little bit of 70s. So here he goes. Bopping the Blues, 1950s. Gene Vincent, I'm going to get me bopping shoes on, and let's do some bopping.
Well, all my friends are bopping the blues. It must be going round. All my friends are bopping the blues. It must be going round. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound. Well, the doctor told me, Carl, you don't need no pills. Yeah, the doctor told me, boy, you don't need no pill. Just a handful of nickels, a few box will cure your ill. Well, all my friends bopping the blues, it must be going around. All these cats bopping the blues, it must be going around. I love you, baby, I must be real bound. Well, you cats are keeping me, man, don't feel no pain. Yeah, that jitterbug caught me, man, I don't feel no pain. I still love you, baby, but I'll never be the same. I said, all my friends bopping the blues, it must be going round. All my friends bopping the blues, it must be going round. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound. Yeah, cat. All my friends bopping the blues, it must be going around. All them cats bopping the blues, it must be going around. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound. Well, Grandpa done got rhythm, and he threw his crutches down. Oh, the old boy done got rhythm and blues, and he threw that crutches down. Grandma, he ain't trifling. Well, the old boy is really bound. All that cat is bopping the blues, and it must be going round. All my friends are bopping the blues, and it must be going round. I love you, baby, I must be rhythm bound. Bop, yeah, bop, yeah. Rhythm and blues.
Okay, thank you so much.
Rhythm and blues.
Go, go.
It must be going round.
Thank you. So, Bop in the Blues, Jean Vinton. Yes. Ooh, good job, we've got fans with us.
Ictus is watching.
Ictus and
Hello,
Alan.
Ictus.
Alan Acton from Leicester. Leicester, oh gosh, are they in lockdown yet? Isn't Leicester the ones that are going into lockdown? Have you been naughty? Have you been out and about when you shouldn't be? Those Leicesterites people.
Ictus, where are you coming from? Are you still in the UK or are you already in France?
Oh yes, Ictus is going to live in France. Are we allowed to tell people that?
I think so. It's all over Facebook.
Oh, it's all over Facebook. Okay, then he's moving to France. How is your French, Ictus? Bonjour, ça va?
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir as well. And comment allez-vous? Anna, you're speechless, aren't you? You know, I've been with Anna for how many years now? And boy, my French has got really good. Merci buckets. Right. So enough of that. Right. It's almost time for our Charleston Circle.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I'm going to get some music ready because we want to bypass these couple of songs. I've got some great music for you tonight.
You got too much music.
I've got too much music. Anna, just amuse the people. Tell them a joke.
Well, I can't play the ukulele. I would do a hula dance, but I don't have my grass skirt, so it's not going to work very well. What do you have for me?
What do I have here? Well, I'm going to find my
The battle is going on YouTube.
Oh,
we are wondering
what's this?
if it's Exeter or Peyton, which is the sunniest. And so far, Derek has the loudest voice. I don't know if it has the sunnier sunshine.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Yeah. Definitely. It's probably at least 1 degree hotter than anywhere else in the country. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Anne is joining in French. I think we should switch to French, shouldn't we?
Yes.
We were a majority of French
Merci.
speakers now.
Yes.
I'm calling you Simone.
And Carita is watching, and moves and tunes all fine. I think Athens beats you all.
You might be right, Ipo.
Yes.
I have seen a few pictures actually from Greece, from Thessaloniki. But,
yes.
It was pretty sunny at the moment.
Okay. So this next song again comes from my friend Lance. And it's called the original Black Bottom. And one of the interesting things he told me, whenever I saw Black Bottom, it was actually 1950s recreations of the original Black Bottom, and it's always done a lot quicker. And he said a lot of the original music was much slower. And so...
Because when it was recreated, it was for a show, wasn't it? It wasn't so much as a social dance.
Performance,
Yeah, there were performances.
Hi, Mariella. We've got Mariella coming to join us. Welcome.
Hello.
And
Paul.
And Paul. Yes. Right. So... Yeah, so should we do it? Is it time? Well, it's a little bit early, isn't it? Oh, okay.
We're early, that's fine.
So what happens is, let me explain, the jazz circle, we all make a big circle. Yeah?
How big?
Very big, because we're going to go around the globe. I mean, we get from New York, California, Sweden, Germany, wherever people are coming from. Peyton, Peyton Place. We make a big circle, Bognor Regis. So big circle,
the whole world joins in.
And let's do the original Black Bottom. Oh, and this other song that was going to play, I must remember to come back to that because it's a special one. So, I've got another song. Oh dear. I've got another song before the Black Bottom. Shall I or shan't I? It's a big.
We'll start with the Black Bottom.
Okay, let's start. I said that. Yeah.
You've said it now.
I seem to have lost my Black Bottom. What happened? Oh dear. Right, there we go. That would do. Here we go. Smooth, slick show. So just copy us. Double time. Again. shimmy. Relax.
That's all right. Break a leg and put your heels on
Relax.
down. That's the thing, the old black bottom thing. Everybody open your ears. This rhythm you will hear. Constant, I was after it, but the old black bottom makes it go feet. It's a wow. Now learn this dance somehow. It started in Georgia, went to France, got everybody in our thing. It is the way that old black bottom thing.
Okay, here we go. Everybody box. Step up to Molly, man. Freestyle. must have done a few steps today. Do you think we've done a few steps already?
Don't know about several. We did a few hip rolls.
Ah, we've got California watching us. Fantastic. Lovely Regina, welcome. And yeah, now if you think my dancing's a bit off today, there's actually a reason.
What's the reason?
My trousers are falling down. I've lost a bit of weight.
I'm not sure you should say that in public.
No, I know. I've lost a bit of weight and I need to make another hole in this belt. Yeah, and
you need braces.
I need braces. That's what I need. Yes, I do.
Brace yourself.
Brace myself. Right. Now, so I had some facts for you. Of course, it's our Tiki party. So, as you know...
Fact
number one. We love Tiki parties because we get to wear shirts like this. It's actually from Hawaii. Isn't it wild?
It is actually rather beautiful.
It's rather a good shirt.
Yeah, it's a very bright, vibrant red.
And do you know the funniest part? Is it's perfect for hot, sunshiny weather, unlike today, where it's actually been quite cold and windy. So for all you people in Payton and Exeter, you should be wearing your flowery shirts. But for people in London, we should be wrapped up in scarves and coats and long johns because it's quite chilly out there, really. But no, we do like it. And look, very welcoming. Did you know the history of the pineapple?
Well.
Oh, hi from Yvonne in Israel. Welcome.
Hello.
Lovely to see you again, my cousin. Fantastic. Did you know the history of the pineapple and what it meant in, I think, was it the 18th century?
I think it was the 18th century because it was a rare commodity. It was a rare thing to have. And if you had guests, it was a thing that was precious.
It was a piece of fruit.
It was a piece of fruit.
But it was a shape. And what they would do is they would, for example, they would have decorative objects of pineapples to say welcome, a very welcoming
I think because
item.
at first they offered the fruit, but then it became a symbol of hospitality. And then they had, if you look around in old English houses from the 1800s, you will see lots of pineapple-shaped decorations.
Like in the fireplace and things like that.
Yeah.
So what was Lily Langtree, what she's saying, it's perfect London day in Los Angeles.
Oh dear.
I don't believe it. You've got clouds. Fantastic. Well, that's
this
a
particular welcoming dress is from Vivian of Holloway.
very nice too.
Which is
Vivian
very
of Holloway.
lovely to wear actually because it's very airy. It still has shape, which I love.
So we like the bright and colourful. If you hadn't noticed that about us, we like the bright and colourful.
Do we?
Yes. And the great thing about these shirts is easy to pack, easy to wash, easy to iron, no sleeves. Great, I love it.
What are you selling? And for $3.99.
Yes.
No.
So now, I do have a little tip. A lot of people say to me, you dance a lot, don't you get hot? And, you know, these shirts, they get drenched very quickly. There is a secret. Should I reveal the secret?
Well, yes.
The secret is to wear something underneath to absorb. So that is the secret. Shh, don't tell everyone. But when you go dancing, guys, you want to have layers. You want to have at least 2 layers. That is today's tip of the week. Layers. So don't just wear a shirt on its own, because after 2 dances, nobody wants to dance with you. Wear a layer underneath. What do you think about that piece of advice? Fantastic. Is this what this show is worth the money?
My
just for
advice
that
is
alone?
please follow Simon's advice.
Yes. Right, we've got to have some more music. So I did some research on the history of the Tiki party, and after a little bit of research, we discovered that it's actually not very authentic.
No,
it was
a bit of a made-up culture, wasn't it? But from the Americans who wanted something exotic, something to dress up and party.
an excuse to have a
flavour of it.
cocktail.
Yeah, I don't know what got into them having
So-
an excuse to dress up. What's that for?
I don't know. So it was a 20th century theme, Polynesian style restaurants and clubs originally from the United States. And in fact, I've got here the first one, 1934. Now, I didn't know that. See, I thought it was 50. 1934. That's even older than you, Anna.
Just.
And it was called, the restaurant was called, maybe somebody knows, I bet somebody out there knows, it was called Don the Beachcomber. And they made it all sort of Polynesian looking with exotic rum punches and Cantonese cuisine and decor of flaming torches.
Wow.
Where's our flaming torches?
Oh, sorry.
They had rattan furniture. Not rotten, rattan, you know, with the sort of bamboo stuff. They had flower lays. Where's your flower lay?
Well, they're in the loft.
On your hair, aren't they? They're
Yeah,
in the loft.
I've got quite a few flowers on my
And
hair.
brightly coloured fabrics. We've got those.
We've got those.
Well, 1 out of
Tick.
6 isn't bad. I think it's time for some more music. Now, this is another song from my friend
gosh,
Lance.
29 in Israel.
Oh gosh, yes, that's quite warm, isn't it?
We'll come over.
Yeah. Bring the suntan lotion. Oh Lady Be Good.
I'll
Now,
try.
this version is an unusual one. It's a rare Territories band recorded in Charlotte in
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Thank you, I always forget. And it's Frankie Reynolds and his orchestra. And this was given to me by my good friend Lance Beneshek, who sadly passed away. And so this, Lance, if you're up there looking down at us, please have a shag, a big apple for us. Should we dance?
Oh, sweet and lovely now, lady be good. Oh, lady be good to me. Oh, now I was so awfully misunderstood. Oh, lady be good to me. Oh, would you please just have some pity? Because I'm all alone and lonely. Oh, now I'm just so lonesome, baby, my wood. Oh, lady, be good
That was a bit of a mishmash. Mishmash.
As we like them.
Yeah.
And Lucy says it's sunny in Cornwall. Now, that's not fair. It's sunny in Devon, in Cornwall, in Sussex, in Greece, but not in London.
Or Los Angeles. So,
Or Los Angeles, that's true.
so there you go.
Okay.
But I can't say we can complain. We've had our fair
No.
share of beautiful weather.
Oh, Derek
Right.
says, don't forget to wear a hat.
Oh yes, good point. Good point.
That's the best you can muster.
Yes, yes. That's good. So, what else do we know about Tiki culture? Any self-respecting, cockeyed optimist would be interested in this honey bun of an evening. when some enchanted evening we're going to wash that man right out of our hair, down a couple of Bloody Marys with plenty of happy talk, because there is nothing like a dame for some bally high fun. Now, who knows what movie is that from? It's not actually very difficult, is it? If anyone's an avid TV person, let us know what movie that is from. Lovely to see you dancing. I'm drinking Pimm's, even though it's cool and cloudy. Cheers, all Pimm's. Cheers.
The weather
It's
is what
Pimm's
we make
o'clock.
it. Pimm's o'clock. Cheers, Loretta.
So I'm going to read that one more time. Any self-respecting, cockeyed optimist will be interested in this honey bun of an evening, when some enchanted evening we're going to wash that man right out of my hair, down a couple of Bloody Marys with plenty of happy talk, and there ain't nothing like a dame for some bally high fun. So do you know what movie is that from? Has anyone got the answer yet? Can't be that long.
South Pacific, says Anne.
Oh, very clever. Yes.
Somebody knows their stuff.
You win the prize. Go make yourself a cocktail. Lovely. First prize. So that was South
It
Pacific.
wins a self-made cocktail.
Okay, it's time to bring out the old 45s. We're going
And
to go.
Jennifer, you had it as well, but just a second later than Anne.
Jennifer, no cocktail for you, I'm afraid. I do apologise. But you can have a pineapple umbrella. Right, it's time for some rock
vinyl.
and roll. Vinyl 45s.
Okay,
Yes,
let me have a
this is
look
what we're
and
bringing
then
out.
present it. Oh, I don't know. I do love the illustrations that they have on these.
And I
Real
think this is
Rock
called
Drive.
Real Rock Drive.
Bill Haley.
Bill Haley. We can't be a good bit of Bill Haley, can you? Very good for the old 10-pin bowling. You know, if you're going to go 10-pin bowling in the 50s, here we go. So, put on your blue suede shoes, and let's dance.
The sun goes down and the moon shines bright, and it's time for a ball on Saturday night. People gather around like bees on a hive, and the boys start rocking out the real rock drive. Gone till the break of day. It's the real rock drive, and play it in a real gone way. Oh, you grab a little gal and you circle like a top, when you jump across the floor with a skip and a hop. Your pants rolled up and you drop it on down with a pretty little gal in a red silk gown. Gone till the break of day. It's the real rock drive and the play in a real long way. Let's build rock drive and flash more, and you keep picking up sweat to the floor. You gotta be sharp and you gotta look alive, cause the joint's really jumping in the real rock drive. Gone till the break of day. It's a real rock drive and it's playing in a real long If you want to be happy and glad you're alive, just take off your shoes and the real rock drive. Feeling so low, I'm getting free, just slip and slide to a real rock. Gone till the break of day. It's a real rock drive and playing in a real long way.
That was the real Bill Haley.
Now we were hoping that it's not just us dancing, because the point of this show is to hopefully encourage you to get up as well, put on your dance shoes or just dance in your socks,
And
dance
we-
bare feet.
We did see some nice pictures. Somebody sent us
We
a little
did.
video clip of them dancing, Jeremy and dancing in
Jeremy and Peggy
Jeremy and Peggy dancing in San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
So
dancing to the show.
dancing the show.
So hopefully it makes you at least want to move, want to boogie and react to the music and perhaps stand up and dance yourself.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's all about getting up and having a little dance. Right, now I'm going to get this next one ready, and then I'm going to see what other information do we have about Tiki. So, who else out there likes Tiki parties?
Well,
Anyone
would you
else?
like Tiki parties? I mean, you get
Yeah, we all like a
you
good Tiki
get
party.
flowers, you get colours.
So,
You can have flamingos if you like.
so it was following World War II that this Tiki party really exploded. So although it was there in the 30s and the 40s, it was big in the 50s. That's where it really exploded. And that's what I always thought of it originally.
Yeah.
I always thought of it in the 1950s.
Well, sort of 40s and 50s, because the fashion of Tiki still has a lot of 40s shape like this one.
Okay, so I think Anne and somebody else answered the question South Pacific.
Yes.
But what year was South Pacific?
Oh.
Because that really, was the image. Yeah, but what year? Surprising, actually. Maybe earlier than people think. So there's a prize for anyone who's got the right year from that movie.
Is it a similar prize?
It's a similar prize. They get to make a cocktail with whatever they've got in the cupboard, in the cabinet, in the cocktail cabinet, in the rest of the
trolley.
cocktail cabinet, in the trolley, in the cocktail trolley. Yes. And I didn't know this, but if you think about it, it was very, very big, and then in the 80s, there wasn't much about it. You didn't have any in the 80s. I don't remember any Tiki parties in the 1980s. Does anyone else?
What about
Was
why
it just
the
me?
80s?
Well, from the 80s and 90s, cocktail parties, Tiki parties weren't that big, or was it just me?
You just kept the prawn cocktails.
Oh, and the cheese and pineapple chunks. Oh my God, they were so good. Cheese and pineapple chunks. I mean, it's like you can't beat it. And little melon balls, cheese and pineapple chunks. Anna, you're not impressed, are you?
I shake my head in disbelief.
Yes. Well, maybe it's not a French tradition, but in England we loved it.
It isn't.
Cheese, pineapple. Oh yeah, and snowballs. Who remembers the snowball? Avocado and lemonade. Gosh, I remember downing a few of those when I was a youngster. I can tell you.
Avocado and lemonade.
Avocado.
Avocado. What's avocado?
Avocado. Well, it's like an avocado drink, I guess. No, it's a yellow drink. I'm not even sure what it's made of. But I used to have it when I was a teenager, and I used to think, boy, I'd down a few of those. Probably because the lemonade made it very sweet. Anyone else remember them? 1958 cocktail ready. Well done. Congratulations, Joanne. Excellent. I like it. Make sure you save a little bit for us. Bring it over in the old we should have the cocktail shaker going.
Oh yes, we should have.
I think it's next door actually. Should we go get it? Cocktail?
Sure, but I'm not sure.
Right. Right.
There's not much to shake.
So, and you know those Tiki carvings that they're famous for, those Polynesian mythology things, they're actually all fake. They're not authentic at all. So anyway, so that's about the Tiki party. It's not authentic, it's not original, and I'm going to shock everyone now. Our Tiki dance at the beginning wasn't authentic either.
No.
I'm sorry about that. It, accidentally we made up.
Well,
I was just...
Yeah, but the Big Apple is authentic.
The Big
It's
Apple
just
is
the
authentic.
Big Pineapple isn't.
And also, I've got to confess, I've never been to the Tiki Island.
You have not?
I haven't been to Tiki.
Well, I hope so, because I hope you'll take me when you go to Tiki.
Yeah, I would love to actually go to Tiki. Has anyone else been to the Tiki Island?
Is there a Tiki Island?
No. But maybe somebody's been there, I don't know. I would love to go. So I think,
right. So Joanna is saying your snowball.
Yes.
Americans call it eggnog. Is that the same thing?
Oh, is that the same as eggnog?
I know eggnog. I know of eggnog. I
Ah.
think I had one once.
Oh, only once? You mean you didn't go back for more?
It's very sweet and it's eggy. Don't you put it in?
It's a bit like you having porridge.
Yeah, that might be why I didn't have it again.
Exactly. Right. Okay. What time is it now? Oh gosh. You know what time it is? Quick.
Oh,
Run
quick.
next door.
Yes, it's a special time. Anyone for whom it's particularly special?
Yes. Now, are we celebrating any events out there? That's what I need to know. Are we celebrating any events? I've got a special song for you.
We can celebrate the fact that it's sunny in Payton.
Yes. Right.
You playing one more song, or are we jumping right in?
No.
Any special occasions?
I'm going to go back to a song that I wanted to play earlier that I I had to skip, and I'm going to go back to it.
We've got a winner on someone who's been the closest to the Tiki Island.
Oh, really? Where's that?
Actually, to the Disneyland Tiki room.
Ah,
that is the closest
okay.
you can get to.
Make yourself a cocktail. You've won the prize. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to play a song by the lovely Betty Hutton, and Paul might remember this. Paul Claydon, when he came to America with us, we went to a workshop with Lance, and this was Lance's most favourite song. He played it all the time, and he kept playing it. And I said to him, great song, but why do you keep playing it? He goes, well, I want to concentrate on the dance steps, not on the music. So he played the same song over and over again.
The theme tune of the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, it's James's birthday on Friday. He's going to be 14.
14 already, my gosh.
James, are you there? And if so, grab and start dancing, because you have to dance this whole song. And in fact, if you were in this room now, you'd have to dance with everyone in this room, because it's a birthday jam. So anyone celebrating any, and this week we have a new jam, because we had the old one. This one's a Biona one, and anyone knows Biona, brilliant products.
Again, we don't make any profit on the...
No, we've got no affiliation to them. Unfortunately, I wish we did actually. But they do lots of organic stuff.
Very good.
And very, very good. And we feel very healthy eating our organic forest berries. But the good thing is there's no
organic
artificial, there's no artificial sugar. Now, we have a debate between Anna and myself, just before we get to the birthday dance. We have a debate. I know it's got fruit, and I know it's got concentrated apple juice and lemon juice, but it's not the same as processed sugar. But Anna doesn't agree with me.
Where does processed sugar come from?
Well, it comes from, I guess, the sugar beet. Actually, I've got a song, Sugar Beet, I should play.
Sugar beet?
I don't know, where's it come from?
Well, it also comes from cane sugar.
Cane sugar, yeah.
Fruits, and it also comes from somewhere.
Yeah, but they process it. And why do we want to process when we can have it au naturel?
You'll have the berries then.
Yeah, just have the berries. Right, he refuses to dance. Okay, we're not going to start this song until you start dancing. So tell him he's got to get up and dance, because
he's holding up Athens.
He's holding up Athens.
He's holding up Los Angeles.
In a couple of years, he'll be wanting to learn to dance. Right, okay, here we go. This is called Igloo. Beautiful song. Betty Hutton. Birthday jam.
Cool in the igloo when the sun goes down. Cool in the igloo when the smack comes round. Boy and girl with a love so new. Cool in the igloo, woo woo choo. Let's come on, silly fruit in the igloo. There's a little boy who's like cool in the igloo. The belly do we get cool in the igloo. Come on, don't be that way. But she was quite cool in the igloo. She was very cool, was cool in the igloo. The way no breeze over breeze in the igloo was all that she would say. He cuddled close to her, a gleam was in his eye. He whispered gobble, 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 glue. Came a little Eskimo sigh. Something he said turned her head in the igloo. She changed her rude attitude in an igloo. But she kissed him once, only once in an igloo, because it melted away. Waggle woo, what to cool, what to do. No igloo, waggle woo, I love you. Waggle woo, no igloo. He cuddled close to her, a gleam was in his eye. He whispered, "Gobble, gobble, gobble, cool." Came a little Eskimo sigh. Something he said turned her head in the igloo. She changed her rude attitude in an igloo. She kissed him once, only once in an igloo, because it melted away. Kabadali-boo, 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 kabadali-boo.
Okay, Shim Sham time, no singing now. That's not the Shim Sham.
That was the birthday jam.
That was the birthday jam. Okay, we want the Shim Sham, not the birthday jam. Oh gosh. Right, seamless transition.
As always,
Next part.
perfect show.
Right. Okay, here we go. Shim Sham. Where's everyone? I think we've lost everyone. Octopus. So it was on a trip to Minnesota to visit Lance, actually, when Hannah and I went to a waterfall.
Yeah, it had a fruity theme as well.
It had a fruity theme as well.
Fruity name.
What was it called?
Gooseberry Falls.
We went to Gooseberry Falls, and it was at Gooseberry Falls, looking at the waterfall, very pretty, and there was no one around, was there? We were like the only people there, us and the bears, and it was absolutely fabulous. So it was so romantic, wasn't it?
It was rather romantic.
It was romantic. And what happened there that day? Something happened, didn't it?
Maybe. That's where Simon asked me to marry him.
Yes. So that
And
was
you
on
had contemplated Simon, the bears, Simon, and in the end I said yes to Simon.
So that was on a trip over when we were seeing
Yes,
Lance,
it was
wasn't it?
on the igloo trip
The igloo trip, yes.
to Lance. A wonderful,
So,
we had
so
a
that
wonderful
was-
time in
yeah, we
Minnesota. Discovered this area.
We went also in Minnesota. We went to some caves where there was John Dillinger used to hang out, the gangster. That wasn't with you, no, that was a previous trip. Okay, well, never mind. So 1 out of 2 is not bad.
How memorable was that trip when we got
Anyway,
engaged?
It was a speakeasy. No, I was thinking about the other end. The
Wrong
speakeasy.
trip.
Yeah, wrong trip. But we went to this speakeasy and it was quite cool. And John Dillinger was there and looking very serious and about to be shot, just like I am now.
I'll forgive you because we just found the picture of that John Dillinger the other day, and that's probably jogging
And
memory.
it was me and Lance, and we were like trying to look like the sort of the 20s gangsters that we were.
Not doing too well.
Well, we're not doing too well. Okay, I think it is a tiki party, so we've got to have a little bit of Elvis, Blue Hawaii, and
Of
this one
course.
is Rock Hula. So get your hulas out. So imagine you've got a nice big hula. Mine's multicoloured. Check it out, and let's do a little rocker hula, baby.
How about the request we had?
Oh yeah, well, I haven't got that. But I need the
The way she moves her hips up to her fingertips, I feel like heaven bound. And when she starts to sway, I'm gonna say, she really moves her grass around. Rock, a hula baby, rock. A hula baby got a hula loop on her heart, and rock, off to kiss my little miss, I never get the chance. I wanna hold her tight all through the night, but all she wants to do is dance. Rock, a hula baby, rock. A hula baby, got a hula loop on hallelujah. Rock, a hula baby of mine. Rock, baby, rock. Rock, baby, rock.
Well, wasn't that edutainment? Well, I'm not sure about the edu part. The
Is
hula
it,
dance.
the hula dance.
I didn't know you had it in you, Simon.
No, we did that actually. This is what happens when you get to dance at home on your own. Too much. That's what happens. Maybe I should play the ukulele. No. Okay.
You're getting too excited now.
I get too excited. Right. Oh gosh. After that, I need a cocktail. Yep. Gosh. Right. So this week has been an interesting week for me because I finished my 66-day dance challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo! Celebration time. We broke out the champagne.
Yeah. That means for a few of you watching, you've also completed your 66-day challenge. I believe Ipo, probably a couple of days before Simon.
Chris as well.
Chris as well.
Yeah,
What
so
happens
if
to
anyone
Chris, mate?
finished their 66-day challenge, let us
Yes.
know in the chat box. Tell us if they even did the challenge and are they going to take my next challenge. So let me explain for those who haven't been watching and listening to every word of this show. I have been doing a 66-day challenge, and for 66 days I danced for myself, not for you, not for Anna. Although I did dance with Anna a couple of times, but mostly on my own. And sometimes it would just be dance practice. I'd look at some old footage and I'd try and copy it. Sometimes I would just put the music on. Sometimes I was in a bluesy mood. Sometimes I was in a Charleston mood. And I'd do some solo dance. I loved it. It was great.
But what was the purpose of it?
The purpose of it was to remind myself how much I love dancing. Because sometimes you forget these things. Oh, we've lost our video. Sometimes you forget these things and you forget why you're dancing. So, well, particularly if you do it for a living, And since it's not much of a living these days,
And we're back.
we're back. We'll see if anyone joins us. Since dancing these days is not much of a living, since we do a contact sport and there's no contact, I thought I might as well get the pleasure from it. So I went back to dancing. It's what I used to do all the time, dancing for myself, and it is lovely.
You've created a new habit, or recreated an old habit.
Yeah, I'd say I have created a habit.
Because you're not going to stop now that you've done 66 days. It's not, oh, okay, it's done.
No, I actually did it today, and
keep
today
doing
didn't count on my 66 days because that's done and dusted. But yes, I started. Oh, they're all coming back now. We'll give them a
back,
second.
sorry.
We'll give them a second. Well, what does it mean when it says go live?
I'm not sure. I think you can invite them in, but I'm not
Well,
sure they want to be part of the show.
That's a very interesting thing. I asked that question. Now, that has something to do with my next 66-day challenge. But I'm going to talk for a second so that people who have been cut off in their prime on Facebook.
I'd like to see that.
I will disregard that last comment. I will continue. So I'm going to say that I've got a new challenge, and I'm going to tell you what that is after the next song. Okay, let's have a vote. Should it be a 45 or should it be a laptop?
A 45.
A 45, okay. This one, I've got, this is good. This is Tonight's the Night. But I have noticed, actually, there's a little problem with my
so maybe it's going to be
my record player. It seems to be cutting off just before the end. And luckily I checked because, oh yeah, that is the right side. See, I need to wear my glasses. So, Tonight's the Night. Play 45, and then I'm going to tell you about my new challenge.
To bring us shit, till I party, so cuddle in and have no fear, as long as we're together here. Madly, I love you, madly. I'm like a ship that's lost at sea without you. I could never be without you, badly. I need you badly, and you can bet you when I get you, I will never let you go. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight's the night. Madly, I love you madly. I'm like a ship that's lost at sea without you. I could never be without you. Badly, I need you badly, and you can bet you when I get you, I will never let you go. Never let you go. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight's the night. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight. Tonight's the night, tonight's the night, tonight's the night. Darling, tonight's the night.
Oh, I told you it went funny at the end. I think there's something wrong with my record player. It's probably not used to playing all these records.
It's a problem with record players.
Yeah, I had proper turntables at one time, but I got rid of them because I thought, oh, well, I only play them when I go out. But no, I've started to play them again now while we're locked in, so it's quite cool.
You don't have to carry them anywhere.
That is actually the advantage. Oh, I used to hate carrying them. I think all my joints are aching from years of carrying records, boxes of records. And any DJs out there, you will know what I mean.
Those with the red back.
Robert Royston from America, our lovely
man.
West Coast swing dancer. Fantastic. Well, he's the man. So I'm honoured. Welcome to join us. This is me chit-chatting about anything I can think of, really. But actually, what I'm going to talk about now is my 66-day tech challenge. Now, after dance, that was pretty cushy. And I think it was good to start with that because it's inspired me and given me confidence. This next one is going to be a challenge because I hate tech. I think it's really boring. I am not into games. Sorry. I know there's a lot of computer people out there. I do not understand how
Appeal.
anyone can read a manual about how you do something, and I can't be bothered to spend hours and hours trying to find out how things work.
No, so he gets me to read the manuals
But
because I love them.
that was the old me.
That was the old you.
Now I'm on day one, and day one has been achieved. I looked at a YouTube video on editing YouTube videos, and I learned a trick. And that is my goal over the next 66 days.
Was that the hula hoop
to
one?
learn. That wasn't the hula hoop. No, I need to look at a YouTube clip for hula hoop. No, I need to learn how to make tech my friend. I want tech to be my friend. Interestingly, the reason is because I'm a dance teacher. I go and
Are
I
you?
teach. Yes.
I
yes.
never knew.
No, I wondered you were. Anyway, so I go out and I do classes live, and I love interacting with people. However, this has not been possible for the last
3 months.
3 months.
Plus.
So I'm trying to learn how to do things online, and it is a challenge. I'm learning to edit. A 15-minute video takes me about 3 hours to edit. Now I'm thinking there must be a quicker way. So if I can learn some skills, apart from asking Anna to do it, I think there must be a quick way.
You've mastered that skill.
But I'm going to try and learn how to. I'm going to learn how to do the tech. You are going to see huge changes in our video editing. You are going to see split screens. You are going to see overlays. You are going to now look at that terminology coming out.
I'm impressed already.
So I've been studying today. I did a YouTube clip, and every day I'm going to do
downloads.
uploads and downloads. I uploaded. Now I have to download it, but I'm going to try and do something different. So I'm going to, one day it could just be learning shortcuts. One day it could be learning how to do my accounting software better. One day it could be, well, maybe 2 days could be video editing, but hopefully over 66 days, and I will build a habit, and tech will be my friend, and I will end up programming. I'll probably go and work in Silicon Valley after this tech. After 66 days, they'll probably be calling me on the phone, trying to get me over there on my personal, flying me over on a personal jet, because of my skills are so good. Anyway, I think I should play some more music.
Just to say some feedback from the first 66-day challenge, the dance challenge that
Yes.
several people had joined with. Katrine has completed the 66-day challenge. Well done. And Epo says, I actually went over the 66 days without really noticing, which I guess validates the point of making it a habit. That's exactly it. If you do it for long enough, it just becomes part of your day and you don't have to think about it, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like brushing your teeth.
Makes it, normal. Apparently for Robert, it's playing records. That's
Okay,
a daily
play
habit.
records daily. Fantastic. I'm going to dig out some more 45. I've got my 45s out today. This could be a good one.
You're just picking randomly, or
No. I've actually chosen it. It's a little bit of an unusual one, this, but I thought it was quite appropriate because. Oh, I better take the one off first, though. Because
you can't do the overlays with this.
we did the yeah, that's right. We did the hula hoop. Well, this one's called roll the hoop. Roll the hoop.
I can see you're inspired by all that.
Do you want to show the people
Absolutely.
the cover?
What do we have here? We have a
Good
jukebox.
luck,
I think it's a. We have seen the same picture in the previous week. A typical.
Yeah, but I don't think I've
50s.
played this track.
No, but just a picture.
Right.
So 50s
To go with our
scene,
Tiki
dancing
party, bowling
jukebox.
shirts on, colourful shirts. Let's
cool.
go dancing.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Breaking my heart. Oh, stop. You're tearing it apart with all your high and mighty skill. Look out, baby, done fractured my dreams. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Slipping around. Oh, stop. It's all over town. You're all messed up. You done missed the boat. Look out, baby, that's all she wrote. Don't play your little game on me. The drinking days are through. I was blind and now I see, 'cause I've got wise to you. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Here comes the train. Oh, stop. Here's your brain. Should I stay back home instead? Look out, baby, got rocks in your head. stop, slip down, stop, it's all over town. You're all messed up, you done missed the boat. Look out, baby, that's all she wrote. Don't play your little game on me. The tricky days are through. I was blind, and now I see. 'Cause I got wise to you. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh, stop, stop. Train, oh, stop. Here's your should ask you.
Okay, it's time to buy a new record player. Yes. So stop.
that
The rolling
was
the
cute.
hoop
What
was
about
very
song?
apt. But yeah, it's fun song. Right. So, any more messages about the 66-day challenge?
Chris says he hasn't quite finished yet. Yes, he started a bit later, so you're almost there, Chris.
The good thing is it's not a race.
Yes.
The main thing is you do it, because that's what it's all about. So I'm hoping that with this technology, I will be able to expose myself to the world.
Oh dear. Again.
Yes, in more ways than you would imagine. Right, now, I've got another song from my good friend Lance. This is one that he gave me. It's in tribute to him, playing lots of music that he kindly shared.
Time for
Because
a top
he, oh yes, top tip, yes. I just want to say one thing about Lance.
So
He was
say a little bit more about him.
he was a good friend, and he was also very, very knowledgeable.
And, well, that's the least you can say. He had a world of knowledge about dancing.
Yeah, and we went to his flat once and we saw these, like you had to step over all the old magazines, all the old dance manuals, the records.
Piled up from the floor all the way up to the ceiling and everywhere else, anywhere with space,
and
crammed.
I will tell a funny story, I'm sure you wouldn't mind. He had to go and do some washing, as people do, and he had a laundrette down in the basement. So we went down there, and while we were there, watching the spinning, watching the drying, I said, "So Lance, tell me all about the Big Apple calls." And so we went through so many of them. I can't imagine, and we wrote them down because I'd heard many names, and I didn't know what they all were. So the Joe Louis, Rolling the Dice, the Hot Foot. So we went through this whole list. It's like an encyclopedia, of Big Apple calls. And the laundrette was the only place where they had space to dance. So it was quite cool.
So we spent about 2 days in that laundrette, didn't we?
Yeah, it's great.
Just going over the Big Apple steps.
And the washing was very clean at the end. Okay, this is Jack Tiergarden, Wolverine Blues. Thank you, Lance. Good for you, all you shaggers and Big Apple dancers. We can do some bow.
dance Benny Shag. So I was feel very lucky that I was able to meet him. He was a very special man. I've only met him once in person for that 2 weeks that we spent in Minnesota. It was a packed week. Well, it was a long weekend workshop, but then we stayed over and learned a lot in the laundry. Lots about Shag, and Lance had a very unique memory. He danced with a lot of the original dancers, in particular Betty Wood, who was one of the original Big Apple dancers, and he partnered her for years, touring to teach the Big Apple and the original Shag. And he was very, very aware and attached about the way that people dance at the time, the authentic way and the authentic feel of the dance. And he was really trying to pass that on. And I feel that was very, very precious to have someone who dance with Betty Wood, dance with me and tell me, oh, this is how it felt. And this is how she would do it. So he had that wonderful way about passing on that authentic feel of those dances. Oh, there he's back.
That's my front, and that's my back.
That's your back.
Yes.
Now, do you have a tip for us this week? Do
A
we
tip?
have a tip for you?
Oh, we were going to give you tip of the week. We haven't done that for a while, actually. We've forgotten. Let's do one. I think tip of the week this week is going to be counterbalance. Now, what does that mean? Maybe there are people on Facebook like this as well.
Sorry. Apologies to the Facebookers. Here we go.
Technology. So, some people will describe when you push towards each other, you're creating a compression. And when you pull away from each other, you're creating a tension. So we're counterbalancing away. So it's like there's a mirror between us, and we can move towards the mirror, and we can move away from the mirror, and we can create a counterbalance. And we like to do that mainly from our hips rather than our shoulders, which is just going to put a strain on our partner's arm. It's not very nice. So we think of moving away from the hips, almost maybe like we want to sit down a little bit, and we get a counterbalance. We always want to keep our own balance. So if I was to let go, hey, we can just step back, but we're not falling out of control.
And we want to keep that feeling of sometimes compression, but often counterbalance in the dance, where we're using our partner's energy without pulling them off balance, but we create that momentum of that energy between us. Tension between us, sorry.
Like a rubber band.
Like a rubber band, and that makes the movement happen, and that adds accelerations and decelerations.
So it's different levels, different layers we can use in our dancing. So we can do a regular swing out just pretty much here, or I could delay slightly, create some tension, and pull my partner in a little bit quicker. So we can get that sort of yeah, so we can use that momentum to create some speed, a rush of speed. We can use that counterbalance in all sorts of decorative ways. We could be dancing here, and suddenly I'll create a counterbalance away, and we go round, we balance away. Would be an example of some counterbalance. What else would you like to add?
Yeah, that's it. It's part of the connection with your partners. When you say you can feel what's happening, that's something that counterbalance is part of.
And if you're at home and you don't have a partner with you, you can maybe hold onto a door handle, and you can try and imagine you're pulling away from the door handle and creating a little bit of tone, but without using the arm. It's not pulling. If Anna's my door handle, I don't want to pull like it would come forward. I can move myself away. I can move myself away so Anna doesn't even know I'm there. There's actually no connection. Or as I move myself away, where am I? You can suddenly feel the tension building up, like a rubber band expanding, and then you can release it. And something to practice is to do it gradually. Up the slope, down the slope. So a gradual build up of counterbalance versus just going from zero to like, cool, because that's a bit like whiplash. Yeah, whiplash. So counterbalance, yeah. Is that a good tip?
Well, hopefully. We think it's a good tip.
We think it's a good tip. So have a little practice. Is there, I haven't been reading all the messages.
Well, I think they're mostly listening.
Okay. I've decided we're going to
we
do...
just got a message from Ella, actually. Emma, sorry, who says, fantastic counterbalance tips. Excellent. So,
Oh, thank you.
a good counterbalance class once transformed my dancing in a good way, I think. Yes.
Yeah, it does. Because actually for follows in particular, you can use counterbalance to really subtly affect your partner, almost without them realizing that you can slow them down. You can then speed up and come in quicker. So it's really nice to play. It's one of those things you really need to feel with another person is the best way.
We can't do at the moment.
Yeah, but you get the idea, and it gives you something in the head to think about and to practice.
Yes, yeah.
As I say, practice with the door handle and make sure you don't put it off there. That's the only thing. Or make sure if you put it in the door, it doesn't come open very quickly. That could be a surprise. Okay, so the gentleman friends, Matthew Black is watching. Fantastic, welcome to see you. Great, and Annie has joined us, and Aaron, fantastic.
I think you do some shows online, don't you?
I haven't seen them.
I think it's new, but I'm not sure.
Not the Zumba shows.
Oh, maybe some Zumba shows. No, I think there's some more theatre shows.
Let
us know what you're up to.
Yeah, let us know what you're up to.
Yes.
And we've got David. Greetings from Mexico. Welcome. Okay, I was going to play some music. I've got 2 tracks, both a little bit different. Okay. The first one, no, I'm going to play them both actually. The first one is our connection with Lance, because he was big into ragtime dances. So we're going to do the raccoon.
Doing the raccoon.
We're going to do in the raccoon. And then the second one, I think we can go straight into it. Well, you'll find out what the second one is. You'll probably recognize it. It's a little bit different, going from one end of the spectrum to the other, as you will see. So hang on, folks. Let's do the raccoon.
Third down, 10 to go.
Come on, boys, back into it. Signal. 48, 69, 37. Hike.
Knowledge men, do it as for raccoon. It's the craze nowadays, and it will get you soon. Buy it, go and try it, I bet you'll be a riot. It's a wow, learn to do it right now. Eyebrow, lowbrow, intermediate, make believe they're all collegiate too. Raccoon. Raccoon coats don't care who's wearing them, all room boys will all be sharing them too. The raccoon. Every day its popularity grows. It's the most important item in clothes. $10 down and though it scratches you, wear it till the sheriff catches you too. The raccoon. For the wearing down at Princeton and a sheriff up at Yale, they even them at Harvard, but they keeping them in jail. They store them at Ohio, they are blocked with Notre Dame. They carry them in California, but they wear out just the same. At Penn they're made of rabbits, at Vassar sex appeal, and Nebraska made of Airedale, in Chicago linemen steel. From every college campus comes a cheer. Oi, oi, the season for the raccoon coat is here. My boy, rough back, tough guys, man, the big to be turned, the raccoon coat fraternity too. The raccoon. Rich men, poor men, all have pride in them. No one knows who walks inside of them too. The raccoon. Every day you'll have your downs and your ups. Hi-ho. Every day those raccoon folks will have fun. I know. Get a girl and start to hurry her right up to something hurrier too. The raccoon. Rat, 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 raccoon. I get around, I get around, I get around, I get around, I get around. Driving up and down the same old street. I gotta find a new place where the kids are hip. My buddies and me, you're getting real well known. Yeah, the bad times don't seem to leave us alone. I get around, I get around, get around, I get around, get around, we always take my car, cause it's never been beat. And we never miss it with the girls we meet. We let the gas go steady, cause it wouldn't be right to leave the best girl home till we Saturday night. I get around, I get around, get around, I get around, get around, get around, I 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 get
Woo. The Beach Boys. Well, if it's a tiki party, we've got to get down to the beach. Who else have we got watching us? Anna?
Francesca has joined us, and Hiroko, who says, happy Monday to you, Hiroko.
Happy Monday.
And Ella Matthews, Jeff is watching, and Karen. Oh, who said, you've inspired me to get back into dancing. Haven't danced since
cool.
Twinwood nearly 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Forgotten how much I've missed
Wow.
it. However, you guys do make it look so easy. Well, it is easy when you like the music and you just want to get on the dance floor. It doesn't matter what you do, really.
You know, it's easy when you practice every day. It makes it really easy. So it's like my 66-day challenge.
Yeah,
you just got to practice it. So I'm on day one of my new techno challenge.
Yeah.
And by the end of 66 days, I will be a tech whiz kid. Check out the features, the buzzes, the noises. There's all sorts of things going to be happening. For example, you might have sound effects.
How are you going to open the show?
Oh yeah, that is the opening of our new show. I think that's how it's going to be when we win the Oscars for the most entertaining dribble on YouTube.
Edutaining dribble.
Edutaining dribble on YouTube. Okay.
No, but Karen, seriously, I just wanted to say what I liked about your 66-day dance challenge, Simon.
Yes.
Is that you just said, why not just play 3 songs, just every day, just play 3 songs that you like, and just move through them. You don't have to choose, I'm going to practice this, or I'm going to do a class. You just said, play music and start dancing, and it's a great way to get back into dancing if you've lost the habit.
Yes, and I'm going to do another Lance song before, because we're going to have to go soon. So another special one for Lance. Oh yes, please do, please do.
Yeah. So what dances did he specialise in? What was his expertise in?
Shag. He learned from Tom Gallagher, Betty Wood, and many of the. I think he met pretty much most of the Big Apple dancers that were alive in that
Who was
period.
Tom Gallagher?
Tom Gallagher was he was Arthur Murray's right-hand man. He was the one who Arthur Murray, back in the 30s, sent out to the clubs to find out what the kids were doing, because they didn't want to do some of the old-fashioned ballroom dances. They wanted what was hip and what was cool and what was street cred. So he sent him out to find out, and he's the one who job was to go into the clubs and learn all the shag. And he's the one you see, one of the 3 couples on that famous Arthur Murray shag clip, doing really amazing footwork. So
quite a reference. He learned from him.
And he also worked for many years with Betty Wood. Betty Wood was one of the original Big Apple dancers back in 1936, and he also knew and worked with many others, and he was friends with the Nicholas brothers and lots of the old dancers. He was big into research. One time I went with him to a museum. We spent the day there, and he was showing me how you research things and how you dig things out of the archive, and it was fascinating stuff. We actually should really show people some of the shag. He taught us some very unusual shag, 8 counts, 6 count, 4 count shag that really isn't done these days. And I sort of feel almost we need to do it for him. So maybe I'll get some stuff up online. Maybe we can dig out some of our videos and try and recreate some of the shag that he showed us. Because really nobody is dancing it these days.
No, it's a shame.
He was really big into 60s dances. He knew them all, and he looked so authentic.
We taught you one of the dances that he taught us.
Oh, the Watusi.
The Watusi.
Yeah. So that was the other week.
Dan is requesting some Lindy hop. Actually, he's requesting some Lindy hop steppy thingy. Before we go.
Before we go. Okay. Well, before we do the Lindy hop, we're actually going to do another dance that Lance enjoyed, and this one is an English dance. It's called the Lambeth Walk, but it's not the Lambeth Walk as we do it. This is Artie Shaw swinging it, so good for the old Lindy hop as well. So Artie Shaw swinging the Lambeth Walk. Let's do some Lindy hop for you, shall we? The Lambeth Walk. Right, we're coming to the end. Oh, I forgot to mention, we do have a tips jar. If anyone wants to leave us a tip, it's at SwingdanceUK, PayPal.me
/SwingdanceUK
/SwingdanceUK.
There is a link with, actually on Facebook, it's on the first Facebook Live. So it's paypal.me /SwingdanceUK. If you enjoyed the show and you are feeling generous, and you have a few virtual coins in your pockets, feel free to leave them in the virtual tip jar.
And maybe it's just to say, please shut up and don't play the ukulele.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do it this week.
Changing timing.
Well, yes, tell us about the changing time.
Yeah, so
important notice. Pay attention, prick up those ears.
Talking about hearing us talk too much, we thought perhaps it would be a good idea to shorten, condense the show to make it extra, a concentrate of Swing Sway. Not very much, just an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. And so from next week onwards, I believe it's going to be from 7:30 till 9 p.m.
Are we still doing the classes?
7:30 to 10 p.m. So we will still provide classes, pre-recorded as before, but we're not going to come online and give you the time online. We'll just post them on the Monday, and so you can access them that week. But say a 1 hour and a half show every Monday. We'll be back with lots of chatting, lots of dancing, lots of music.
Okay.
Packed full of action.
So,
and no added sugars.
Coming close to the end, so back to our Tiki theme. We're between the devil and the deep blue sea. It's time for a slow song. It's not too slow actually, but so if you want to get smoochy with the cat, or the budgerigard, or your partner, that's fine, or the raccoon, get smoochy with that raccoon. And this is actually Diana Krall, the wonderful Diana Krall. So grab your partners and let's dance. Okay, we're going to leave you with one more song. Again, it's another Lance special. And this one. It's the end of our show, folks. Thank you very much.
Boogie woogie conga, come on all you jump cats, take the little step dance, breaking the nation. Boogie woogie conga, first the lightning's headed, Harlem's going at it. Boogie's syncopation, there's a chance to show off, satisfy your ego, get the blues to flow off. Send me amigo, woogie woogie conga, everyone can do it, kiwi 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 do it, woogie woogie conga, shake your own rockers, we won't let it shock us, rip it out and rock us, woogie woogie conga.
night. God bless. And we'll see you all next week. Don't forget, this is Swing at Sway online, coming to you from our home studio here at the Swing Dance UK headquarters for a one and only show that's every week. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.